One of my favorite consoles of all time has to be the Nintendo Switch. With all of the versatility of the console, it has to be one of Nintendo's best ever consoles, along with the best ever marketing for the games, for the console, for extensions to the console. Like, it is amazing. It is immaculate. Mwah. Thank you, Nintendo. And it seems like that's a very popular opinion amongst all of Nintendo fans. The Switch is a great console. Not everybody thinks that, but it certainly is. Maybe 90% of all Nintendo fans think that the Switch is a great console. Because that is a very popular opinion, I've decided to make a list of all of my unpopular opinions about Nintendo, about the Switch, and about kind of like a general gaming, basis. So let's hop into my 5 most unpopular opinions about gaming. Number 5. I like the directional buttons on the Joy-Cons. I know a lot of people say that the D-pad is better, the directional buttons suck, but I really enjoy them. I don't like how flimsy a D-pad is. It's very mushy, and it all moves in unison because it's one single piece of plastic. And now a lot of people might think that the PS4 controller has directional buttons like the Switch does, but the only main difference is all of this right here is connected plastic. You can see that it shifts. It's basically the same thing as this controller where the whole thing shifts. Just they feel very mushy. Now, if we take a look at the Joy-Con, we've got 2 of the same Joy-Con, you can hear it's very clicky, it's very responsive, and they are all individual buttons. If I press this one, the rest don't shift. As with these directional buttons, however, the whole pad shifts, which can cause, ghost inputs, just general false inputs. So, back with the video. Along with the directional buttons, however, they are individual, they are very clicky, they are very responsive, and it gives my hands a nice symmetrical feel across both controllers, with the AXBY buttons and the joystick underneath to the directional buttons underneath and the joystick on top. It's very, very nice to hold. Moving on to number 4, the Switch isn't uncomfortable to hold, so a grip is unnecessary. Now, it differs from person to person, but I feel like I have pretty average size hands for, my height, my weight, my age, all of that stuff. I feel like I have pretty average size hands. So holding the console in handheld mode isn't uncomfortable, and the Joy-Cons aren't too small. Whenever you hold them in horizontal mode and you give one to your friend, maybe they're a little uncomfortable, they're a little cramped, but, they're small controllers. And that problem never really comes up with me because I've got 2 Pro controllers, I've got an extra set of Joy-Cons, I've got wired controllers, I've got non-wired controllers, I've got all types of different controllers from Christmases and birthdays. So holding a Joy-Con sideways is never really a big problem for me in my household. But whenever I hold both the Joy-Cons by themselves or even in handheld mode, the console isn't small. The console isn't too small. Let me rephrase that. The console isn't too small, and the back of the Joy-Cons or the sides of the Joy-Cons are not uncomfortable to hold. They don't dig into my skin like the NES controller. They're very round. It's nice to hold. I don't know how to explain it any better. It's nice to hold. It's a little better than the gamepad from the Wii U, because the gamepad was big and bulky on the back. Yes, it had some kind of controller grip, but it never really fit my hands and how I hold stuff. So I never really liked it all that much. I also had really tiny hands, so a Switch would have been perfect for me back then. But now, my hands have gotten bigger. I feel like the Switch is a lot better to hold. And I still have a Wii U, and I hold the gamepad sometimes just to feel how old it is, you know, and I way prefer the Switch, even though the Wii U gamepad has the controller grips on the back. Moving on to number 3, I think that most of the Nintendo apps are not that bad. Super Mario Run, for example, was a great game whenever it first came out. It was a great mobile game. I loved it. It was awesome. I never really paid for the full version, though, because I didn't have $10 to spend all the time back then. $10 was a lot of money whenever it came out to me. So I didn't really have that to spend on a video game, especially a mobile app. But Mario Kart Tour came out. I never really spent money in that either because there's a lot of microtransactions and I don't like those. But it ran kinda okay. After playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on my Switch for a long time, it feels kinda dated. But it's not that bad. Also, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Great Animal Crossing game. If you haven't, you should check it out. All of these are technically free, quote unquote free, but you can pay money. Dragalia Lost, never really played that one. It took too long to download. It's a very hefty game, especially for a mobile game. Miitopia. Miitopia was amazing. I love Miitopia. Nintendo, please bring it back. Oh my god, I want it. Like, it was the best social network, not social network ever. I loved it. Also, bring back the Miiverse and incorporate the two even better. Like, let me make Miiverse posts from my phone, like a tweet. That would be amazing. I would love that. Nintendo, please. I got a little heated, but I really like Mii's and I really like Miitopia. Miitomo. Not Miitopia. Oh my god, Miitomo. Miitopia is the other thing. Oh my god. It's Miitomo. I'm gonna look this up. Miitomo. Hold on, you can see my screen. Miitomo. Yeah! Let me do this again! Please! Please! Please, Nintendo! I want it back! This was so cool. Why is Peter Griffin wearing a Mario hat? It's Justin. Please, let me have this. Let me have it. Moving on to number 2. Super Mario Party isn't that bad. Now, a lot of people are like, Super Mario Party, it sucks, it's the worst Mario Party game ever. It fixed some stuff, but it was bad. Buh, buh, buh. My name is Wood from Beat 'em Ups. But Super Mario Party isn't that bad. I really like the game. It works well with the Joy-Cons. It doesn't have the best multiplayer, but also it's Mario Party. It's a great Mario Party game. It doesn't have that big of a selection of stages and boards, but it's Mario Party. I really like the Wii version a lot more, but a lot of people, say that Super Mario Party is really, really bad. It's bad Mario Party. It's the worst one in forever. But yeah, it's not that bad. It's not the best Mario Party. It's not even a great Mario Party, but it's not a bad Mario Party. It's not as good as the Wii version. It's not as bad as 8, 9, and 10. Was it 9 and 10? Was it 8? I don't remember. Which one was the first one with the car? I think it was 8. I think Mario Party 8 was the first one with the car. Or it was 9. I don't know. Whichever. It wasn't as bad as 9 and 10. I know that for a fact. And now, moving on to my most unpopular opinion on gaming. Crafting in Animal Crossing is unneeded. Now, I'm not saying that all crafting is bad in Animal Crossing New Horizons, but why do we have to craft tools all the time? Why do we have to buy tools? Why do we have to do this and that? It's cramming survival crafting mechanics into games that don't need them. You can tell that I'm getting angry because I'm punching my fists together. Why do I have to craft a shovel every day in Animal Crossing? Just let me have a shovel. Even the golden tools aren't breaking. Even you have to craft the golden tools over and over and over again. Why? Why do I have to do that? Like, they're so hard to even obtain the crafting recipe, and then they take a gold nugget. Those are so hard to get. I've played like 150 to 160 hours in that game, and I only have 5. Bruh. It's so difficult. Like, first off, why is it that hard to get the golden tools if they just break like every other tool? Bruh. And why do tools break in Zelda? I know I'm kind of going on a tangent now. Why do tools break in Zelda? They don't need to do that. Why? Why do they do that? I'm in the middle of a big fight. All of a sudden, poof, I'm out of swords because Hyrule's freaking metal is made out of half metal, half styrofoam, and they don't let me enhance them. There's not even like a smithing table to make them stronger. Why, Nintendo? Why? They're not needed. Nintendo, you don't need them. Nintendo, please. Anyways, those are my unpopular opinions about the Nintendo Switch. I'm angry now. I need to go do something other than scream about Nintendo mechanics. New video coming out next week. Splatoon hater talks with a Splatoon lover about Splatoon 3, about the Splatoon 3 announcement. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of content from that direct. So I'll see you guys next week for that video. Yeah, check out my live stream channel. It's all down there. Cool. Bye.